Have you ever looked at a glass of milk and thought, this is my best bet for strong bones? Most of us have. After all, that's what we've been told for decades, that milk is the golden ticket to healthy bones, especially as we age. But what if I told you that there are everyday foods with even more calcium than milk? Some of them might already be in your kitchen right now. And here's what makes this even more important. As we get older, our bodies don't absorb calcium the same way they used to. That means it's not just about how much calcium you consume, it's about how well your body can use it. We're taking a fresh look at calcium, not just as a number on a label, but as a key part of staying mobile, active, and independent as you age. If you're over 50, you've likely heard that you need more calcium to prevent fractures, maintain strong bones, and protect your overall health. Maybe your doctor mentioned it, or you've seen those ads that show a cold glass of milk next to the words "Build strong bones." But here's the truth. Milk isn't the only answer. In fact, for many people, it's not even the best one. Today, we're going beyond the dairy aisle. I'll show you 7 powerful, natural sources of calcium that are easy to add to your meals, kind to your digestive system, and especially helpful if you're lactose intolerant, vegan, or simply looking for better ways to care for your body. We'll talk about why these foods are effective, how to use them in real life, what mistakes to avoid, and how to help your body actually absorb the calcium you eat. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's rethink what we know about calcium. Starting with one of the smallest foods on the list, and one of the most powerful. Chia seeds, the tiny giant of bone health. If someone told you that a tablespoon of tiny black seeds could help strengthen your bones, you might raise an eyebrow. But chia seeds, the same ones you've seen sprinkled on smoothies or soaked into puddings, are a serious nutritional powerhouse. Just 100 grams of chia seeds deliver over 600 milligrams of calcium. More than most dairy products. But that's not all they offer. Chia seeds also provide omega-3 fatty acids, which support your heart and brain, plant-based protein, essential for maintaining muscle as you age, fiber, which supports digestion and gut health. What makes chia seeds especially great for older adults is how gentle and versatile they are. If dairy gives you trouble, chia is an easy, soothing alternative. Here's a quick idea to try. Make overnight chia pudding. Just mix 2 tablespoons of chia seeds with a cup of almond milk, or any milk you like. Add a little honey or cinnamon, and let it sit in the fridge overnight. In the morning, you'll have a creamy, calcium-rich breakfast ready to go. One of our viewers, Alan, age 72, told me he started adding chia seeds to his morning yogurt after seeing one of our videos. 3 months later, his doctor said his bone density had improved. Was it all the chia? Maybe not, but it certainly helped. The takeaway? Tiny changes lead to big results, especially when they're part of a daily habit. In the next part, we'll look at something crunchy, satisfying, and surprisingly rich in calcium. And yes, it might already be sitting on your kitchen counter. Let's talk about snacking. You know that time in the afternoon when your energy dips and something crunchy just sounds right? It's easy to reach for chips or cookies. But what if you had a snack that was not only satisfying, but also supported your bones? That's where almonds come in. Almonds, crunchy support for strong bones. Almonds aren't just a tasty treat. They're packed with calcium. In fact, 100 grams of almonds deliver about 260 milligrams of calcium. But that's just the beginning. Almonds also contain magnesium, which helps your body absorb calcium properly. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that protects your cells. Healthy fats, which support heart health. And here's the magic combo: magnesium plus calcium, a dream team. While calcium builds bone, magnesium helps make sure it ends up in your bones, not your arteries. One of our viewers, Judy, age 65, said she started keeping a small jar of almonds on her kitchen counter. Each afternoon, she grabs a handful instead of cookies. Not only does she feel more energized, but her nails and bones are stronger too. Here's how to use almonds. Snack on them plain. Sprinkle over salads or oatmeal. Blend into smoothies. Try almond butter on whole grain toast, or even make your own almond milk at home. Unlike some calcium supplements, almonds offer a complete package of nutrients your body can actually use. Plus, they're delicious. Sesame seeds and tahini. tiny but mighty. Now let's move on to a smaller seed with an even bigger punch: sesame seeds. These tiny seeds are often an afterthought, sprinkled on burger buns or sushi rolls. But nutritionally, they're powerhouses. Just 100 grams of sesame seeds offer nearly 1,000 milligrams of calcium. That's nearly 4 times more than milk. Even better? They come with support players: magnesium and phosphorus for strong bone structure, zinc, which helps your bones rebuild and regenerate, healthy fats to reduce inflammation and support joint health. One of the best ways to enjoy sesame seeds is through tahini, a creamy sesame paste that's a staple in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern kitchens. I once visited a friend in Lebanon whose father, at 82, still walks several miles a day. Every morning, he had flatbread with olive oil and tahini. It was a simple, nourishing routine passed down through generations. Here's how you can use sesame in your own meals. Sprinkle the seeds on salads, stir-fries, or roasted vegetables. Add them to homemade granola, muffins, or breads. Stir tahini into dressings, sauces, or use it as a spread. Just a quick note: sesame seeds are high in oxalates, which may slightly reduce calcium absorption. But when eaten as part of a diet rich in magnesium and vitamin D, their benefits far outweigh the concern. So next time you're garnishing your dish, remember, that little sprinkle could be doing big things for your bones. If you've been relying on supplements or dairy for calcium, today's 2 foods might surprise you. One is from the sea, humble, often overlooked, and packed with nutrients. The other is from the plant world, creamy, versatile, and a favorite in many cultures. Let's start with the ocean option. Sardines with bones. Nature's calcium capsule. Let's be honest, sardines might not be at the top of your grocery list. They come in a can, have a strong flavor, and yes, they still have bones, but that last part is what makes them a secret superfood. When you eat sardines with the bones, you're getting one of the richest animal-based sources of calcium available. Just 100 grams of sardines delivers about 380 milligrams of calcium, and the bones are soft, fully edible, and easy to digest. Even better? Sardines bring their own support system: vitamin D, which helps your body absorb calcium, omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and support brain and heart health. High-quality protein, essential for maintaining muscle as we age. Here's something you might not know. When you're low on vitamin D, calcium supplements can build up in places you don't want, like your arteries. But sardines naturally solve that problem. They deliver both nutrients together in perfect proportion. My Uncle Joe, now in his 70s, used to turn his nose up at sardines, but after a chat with his cardiologist, he gave them a try. Now he mashes them on toast with a squeeze of lemon once a week, and swears he has more energy. If plain sardines seem like too much, here are some easy ideas. Mix them into tomato-based pasta sauces. Make a sardine salad with mustard, lemon, and herbs. Add them to crackers with cucumber slices for a light lunch. These little fish might be small, but they're nutritional treasure chests, and your bones will thank you. Tofu, the vegan superfood you might be missing. Now let's head to the plant side and talk about tofu. Not all tofu is high in calcium. The trick is to look for calcium-set tofu, made with calcium sulfate. This kind of tofu delivers around 350 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams, roughly the same as a glass of milk, but without the cholesterol or dairy. Tofu is high in plant-based protein, gentle on digestion, free of lactose, and ideal for sensitive stomachs. Often fortified with iron, magnesium, and, if you choose the right kind, calcium. I once met Carol, a retired nurse in her 60s, who switched to tofu after a spike in her cholesterol. She said, "I never thought I'd like it, but now I crave it." Her doctor gave her the thumbs up, and she's never looked back. The beauty of tofu? It soaks up whatever flavors you pair it with. Here are a few simple ideas. Stir-fry tofu with garlic and broccoli for a bone-boosting dinner. Blend it into smoothies for a creamy texture and added calcium. Bake tofu cubes with olive oil and herbs for a crispy, protein-rich snack. It's not just a meat alternative. With the right kind of tofu, you're feeding your bones naturally and deliciously. Now let's step out of the pantry and into the garden. You've probably seen kale on every health trend list in the last 10 years, from smoothies to chips to salads. But there's another green that's just as powerful, and in some ways even better for your bones. It's collard greens, and today we're giving them the spotlight. Kale versus collard greens. The leafy green showdown. Both kale and collard greens are packed with nutrients that support healthy bones, but how do they compare in terms of calcium? Here's a quick breakdown. Kale gives you about 150 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. Collard greens deliver about 230 milligrams per 100 grams. That's nearly 50% more. And here's the kicker. Both are low in oxalates, which means your body can actually absorb the calcium they provide. Compare that to spinach, which is high in calcium but also high in oxalates that block absorption. And these greens don't stop at calcium. They're loaded with vitamins K, A, and C, all of which play vital roles in maintaining bone density and connective tissue health. I once met a retired teacher named James who grew collard greens in his backyard. Every evening, he'd sauté them with garlic and olive oil, a simple routine he'd followed for years. At his last checkup, his bone density was above average for his age. He laughed and said, "Must be the greens." So which one should you eat? Honestly, both. Kale is great raw, in salads or smoothies. Collard greens are sturdy and shine in cooked dishes. Rotate them through your week, and you'll be giving your bones a steady, natural boost. Now let's talk absorption. What helps and what hurts? You're adding these calcium-rich foods to your plate. That's fantastic. But now comes the part most people miss: how to help your body absorb that calcium properly. Let's start with the nutrients that play nice. Nutrients that help calcium absorption. Vitamin D. Without it, calcium can't do its job. You get it from sunlight, fatty fish like salmon, and fortified foods. Magnesium converts vitamin D into its active form, found in nuts, seeds, leafy greens, and whole grains. Vitamin K2 helps guide calcium into your bones and away from your arteries. You'll find it in fermented foods like natto, aged cheeses, and egg yolks. Now for the common blockers. Nutrients that hurt calcium absorption. High salt intake causes calcium to be excreted through urine. Too much caffeine may reduce absorption slightly, so enjoy your coffee in moderation. Oxalates, found in spinach, beet greens, and rhubarb, these bind with calcium and block absorption. It doesn't mean you need to avoid these foods completely, just balance them out. Here's a true story. My friend Grace was taking high-dose calcium supplements every day, but her bone scans still showed trouble. Her doctor discovered she was severely low in vitamin D. After a few small changes, more sunlight, a low-dose D3 supplement, things improved within months. The lesson? It's not just about more calcium. It's about creating the right internal environment to actually use it. By now, we've talked about calcium-rich foods, how to absorb them, and which nutrients help or hurt the process. But one question still remains. How much calcium do you actually need? And how do you know if you're getting enough? Let's break it down. Clearly, simply, and without the guesswork. Daily calcium needs, what the experts recommend. According to the National Institutes of Health, here's how much calcium adults need each day. Men aged 51 to 70, 1,000 milligrams per day. Women aged 51 to 70, 1,200 milligrams per day. All adults over 70, 1,200 milligrams per day. It might sound like a lot at first, but when you spread it out across your meals and snacks, it becomes much more manageable. Here's an example of how a typical day might look. Morning, chia pudding with almond milk, 180 milligrams. Lunch, tofu stir-fry with greens, 350 milligrams. Snack, a handful of almonds, 100 milligrams. Dinner, collard greens sautéed with olive oil, 230 milligrams. Optional, a glass of calcium-fortified plant milk, 300 milligrams. That brings you close to or slightly over 1,200 milligrams without any supplements. How to track your calcium without getting stressed. You don't need to be a nutritionist or weigh every bite. Here are a few easy tools to help you stay consistent. Notebook or food diary. Jot down meals and include estimated calcium amounts. You'll start to learn your favorite go-to sources naturally. Use free apps like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer. These apps let you log meals and show you your calcium total for the day. Create a calcium checklist. Tape it to your fridge or keep it by your grocery list. Include your favorite calcium-rich foods and aim for 3 to 4 daily servings. One of my favorite stories comes from my Aunt Liz. She was having trouble remembering what to include each day, so we made a whiteboard chart for her kitchen. Every time she added a calcium-rich food to her meal, she'd put a check mark next to it. At the end of the day, she could see her progress. She said it made healthy eating feel more like a fun challenge than a chore. And she stuck with it. A quick reminder. This isn't about being perfect every single day. Some days you'll hit your target, others you'll fall a bit short. What matters most is consistency over time, building habits that nourish your body and support your bones year after year. You've made it to the end of this video, and by now, you've learned more than most people ever will about calcium. We've talked about the best calcium-rich foods beyond just milk, how nutrients like vitamin D and magnesium help your body absorb calcium, and how to track your intake without turning it into a chore. Now it's time to put that knowledge into action. Let me introduce you to the 7-Day Strong Bones Challenge, a simple way to build healthier habits, one day at a time. The 7-Day Calcium Boosting Challenge. Each day, you'll add just one of the foods we've talked about into your meals. That's it. One intentional choice per day, and by the end of the week, you'll have tried all 7. Here's a sample schedule to inspire you. Day 1. Add chia seeds to your oatmeal or smoothie. Day 2. Snack on a handful of almonds or almond butter toast. Day 3. Make a simple tahini dressing or sprinkle sesame seeds on roasted veggies. Day 4. Enjoy sardines on whole grain toast or mix into a tomato pasta. Day 5. Stir-fry calcium-set tofu with garlic and greens. Day 6. Make a kale salad or sauté collard greens with olive oil. Day 7. Combine your favorites into one nourishing bone-boosting meal. You don't need to be perfect, just stay curious. Try something new. See what feels good in your body. Bonus tip: track how you feel. This part matters just as much as the food itself. Keep a small journal or note on your phone. Each day, jot down what you ate, how you felt afterward, energy, digestion, mood, any small wins or surprises. Sometimes it's not the calcium you notice first, it's the extra energy, fewer cravings, or even better sleep. And when the week is up, come back and tell us how it went. Drop a comment below. What did you try? What worked for you? What would you do again? Your story could inspire someone else who's just beginning their journey. Caring for your bones isn't just about numbers on a chart. It's about supporting the body that carries you through life. One choice at a time, one meal at a time, one week at a time. If this video helped you see calcium in a new light, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend or family member who could benefit, and subscribe for more real-life health tips to keep you strong, mobile, and thriving. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind to your body, and stay strong. You've got this.